afternoon, good evening. Anywhere you are watching WYTV, you're welcome to another edition of News Review, where we talk about the headlines that made up the news reports of today. My name is Ahmed Abbas Olatoji, but you can call me Sidon J. And today, I'm in the studio with...
Good morning, all our viewers all over the world. My name remains the same, Ambassador Rochi Murilua, son of the prophetess, the man who is Mbuwike.
All right, the sponsor for this show is still Nokpa Abbas, and as well as it is, you can be our sponsor. You can call the number on the screen, or you can send us DM and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Don't forget that Nokpa Abbas is producing Nokpa Abba Bita, Abba Flusher, Abba Cool, and Abba Tonic. All these products are 100% sure to make sure, say, your health is on point. All right, today I'll be starting with Punch newspaper as usual. TUC, NLC split as DSS won labor against planned strike. Lagos prophet drowns during Valentine's Day. Edo APC welcomes rerun after controversial governor primary. One dies in Lagos boat accident. Then on Vanguard newspaper, security operatives raid terrorist hideout, over 20 criminals killed. Credit to government rises 7.6% to 36.16 trillion naira. NWC drops Uzodinma, appoints O2 to conclude primary today. Over 26 killed after security operative terrorist clash in Katsina. Then on Daily Post, crisis threatens Oshiomhale's battle against estranged godson of Obaseki. Labour Party chairman Abure orders released. Osun monarch kicks as anarchy looms. Gombe government approves 5.2 billion naira for gratuity payment. These are the headlines that made up the newspapers of today. We're going on a short commercial break. When we're back, we talk more on some of the headlines. Don't go nowhere. Stay tuned.
When life breaks into the beautiful splendor of nature, and the kids can't just resist the temptation to explore to its zenith with the full assurance that the perfect backup is on the way for a perfect refilling. Nokpa, we always come to the rescue anytime, anywhere, any day, anyway, anyhow, round the clock. The family just can't get a better companion aside Nokpa. Nokpa Abba Mixture, the family's best bet. With
Nokpa, healthy living is guaranteed for me and my family.
Nokpa for management of power.
Welcome back from that short commercial break, and that's our sponsor, Nokpa Abbas. The first headline we want to look at today is TUC NLC split as DSS wants labor against planned protest.
Maybe when we go into the body of the news, we know the details why they split, because I believe every Nigerian has the right to protest. Then what is the work of the DSS in the area of protest or not protest? I believe the DSS has their own separate job. The police should be in the best position to intervene into it. And there won't be protest if the NLC have not written a letter to the federal government or the Inspector General of Police. At least there'll be some police to back them up, to guide them during the protest.
Sometimes DSS do feel they are not part of the police and Nigerian police force because of the way they operate. So they feel they can just do anything.
Do anything they like.
When it comes to Nigerian matter. Well, the Trade Union Congress has backed out of the planned two-day nationwide protest declared by the Nigeria Labour Congress over the high cost of living, inflation, insecurity, and hardship in the country. The Vice President of the TUC, Tommy Eti, told The Punch yesterday that the decision to protest on February 27 and 28, as announced by the NLC, was not taken collectively by both unions. The TUC, in a letter dated February 19, 2024, written by Secretary General Dr. Nuhu Toro, said the NLC unilaterally took the decision on the planned protest. So they said it was only planned by NLC.
But at least they should both come together and at least plan and fix a date where they are going to come out for the protest.
But I feel maybe if there is not like someone is backing the federal government, you should be able to work hand in hand. Because you'll be strong enough.
At least to tackle the government, to let them know what the old Nigerians are facing.
Should we say TUC has gone to,
maybe they are lobbying to get some post. Maybe their president or whatsoever is lobbying. Look at the protests that happened in Ibadan. Can you imagine where one of us, I think Ndume and one of the Akpanda Kwabio came out to tell the old Nigerians that the protests were being staged, were being sponsored by the opposition party. Maybe if you could recall, this set of people, and you see this life, what you do today is what you get in return. You even get more than what you do today. You remember when the ex-president Goodluck Jonathan removed the fuel subsidy during his own regime. This set of people were those people that came out to protest. And there was nothing like disruption in this Lagos. They were there at the Ganifa Park at Ojota there. Nobody disrupted them. Why is it that people were coming out to protest, to speak out their mind now? The DSS is now giving a warning that they shouldn't come out.
Well, Etim, in the interview with one of our correspondents, confirmed the letter addressed to the NLC president, Mr. Joe Ajaero, adding that by the virtue of the letter, there is no way we can join the protest. This is happening as the Department of State Services warned organized labor against the planned mass action, saying it could be hijacked. The NLC had on February 16 declared a 2-day protest which would begin after the expiration of the 14-day ultimatum it issued to the federal government, which will expire on February 22, which was today. So that means, let's say from tomorrow,
anything can happen.
Well, the warning was on account of the alleged failure of the government to implement the agreement reached on October 2nd, following the removal of the fuel subsidy and other economic reforms, which had triggered higher transportation cost inflation and general hardship. The situation had provoked protests across the country, with youth and women taking to the streets over the food inflation and higher cost of living. The NLC and TUC earlier on February 8 gave a 2-week ultimatum to the government to meet demands ranging from wage increments to improve access to public utilities, and accused it of failing uphold pledges to soften the impact of reforms. Sir, I feel now, NLC are on the right track. Telling the federal government to increase the minimum wage, to increase our workers' salary. At least it will come as an aid
and to cushion the effects of the fuel subsidy removal. But one thing I believe is this. I believe if this, according to what the ex-president Muhammadu Buhari said, that Nigeria is too big to govern for a single person. If Nigeria is too big for a single person to govern, why don't you split the country into 2 or into 3?
Let's separate. That's what the Biafran are praying for.
Why is it that you just forcefully want to bring people that are not ready to move your vision together with you? Why are you forcefully bringing them together with yourself?
Well, let's move on to the next headline here. This is talking about security operatives that raid terrorist hideout. Over 20 criminals were killed. The commander, Katsina Community Watch Corps, KCWC, for Kankara local government area, Sanusi Hassan. 4 local vigilantes and 2 young men from Bridigao have been killed after a clash with the security operatives who raided their hideout at Yarotipa Bridigao, jail located between Malumfashi and Kankara local government area. So imagine the head of the KCWC, Katsina Community Watch Corps, just like Amoteku in Southwest, was being killed by these bandits, and it's a sad story because they said it was said that this man is a very strong man, and he's just like a pillar that holds the security of that area.
What I will advise the IGP to do is this: even the police, the so-called police, the Nigerian police force, what are the kind of guns they give to them? AK-47. That's the highest gun they give to them. That this set of people, you are giving them AK-47 to go and fix those that are coming with XMG. Is it not different from each other? Not to talk of vigilante. Most of the vigilante were being given locally made barrel, not even imported ones, not even the one made by the white people. Now, when you look at the gun that were being given to these vigilante, they are using cartridge. The highest you have is 8 rounds. After that 8 rounds, what happened? Compared to somebody that is coming, that is putting his own gun into what do I call it? So there is need to look into the security area. Let's import a sophisticated weapon that they can use in combating crime.
So, sir, if we should invent that, let's say the federal government bring up the idea of, giving vigilantes very good ammunition. Security.
Yes.
What if they are now using it against the government?
Listen to me. Before they can give them, I believe they might. Okay, what about those security personnel, the police, the army? Were they not some that are using what they were giving to them against the government? We have. There is no how we have an organization that will have the good eggs. Likewise, we must also have the bad eggs before the bad eggs is being fished out.
Well, that's true. According to him, the hoodlums lately been planning and launching attacks on nearby communities from this settlement, abandoning their traditional bush operations. While the security operatives sustained these losses, he said their efforts inflicted heavy casualties on the bandits. The operation faced stiff resistance from the bandits as the clash claimed the lives of 6 individuals on the security side and over 20 from the side of the criminals. That's good. Sanusi Azan, the Katsina Community Watch Commander, KCWC for Kankara local government area, displayed remarkable courage, eliminating numerous bandits before tragically falling in the line of duty, he said. So this man is a strong man.
He's a very strong man,
he
yes.
Stood by and, he was later killed because they were much...
You see, the reason why I said they need to look into the weapon given to all these vigilantes, most of these policemen that were being taken to that area, they were not from those areas. They didn't know the hideout of that place. They didn't know the loot and corner of those
But now they
beaches.
have state police.
But now they are still launching
Yeah,
it.
they are creating
a state police. Now look at this vigilante. There are those people that are living in those areas that knows every loot and corner. So that is why they need to look at the weapon given to them, at least a sophisticated weapon that can combat crime in their area.
All right, the next headline here is Oshun kicks as anarchy looms. The post Oshumonarch, Ààrẹ of Ire, Oba Raphael Olukunle, has petitioned the Inspector General of Police, the Osun State Commissioner of Police, and other law enforcement agencies to intervene and prevent violence, breach of public peace, and contempt of court. Oba Olukunle's plea is coming following steps taken by Boripe North Local Council Development authorities to start the selection process of a new monarch of Ire town. The process is coming after a government white paper released on January 19, 2024 nullified the selection process. The news records that a government white paper in January 2024 had nullified all previous steps taken in relation to the installation of Ààrẹ of Ire. Yes, now, sir, to be sincere, tradition and culture is no more useful in Nigeria as of today.
With the look of things.
Yes. Because now they want to have a traditional ruler and they had to write to the government before they could choose. And it was now the government that is telling them which they are going to use.
You see, that's what has befallen the tradition and the culture. They were the one that brought all this mess upon their head. You remember there was a program that they normally hold at Wisdom Yard Television called Igba Iwase, talking about the ancient days, the process, the culture, what they normally do before installing a king. I believe by consulting Ifa, then if Ifa choose somebody to become a king, no any other opponent will oppose that person. But nowadays, they have gone to the extent of challenging the so-called person that was being elected by Ifa, based that this set of people were so much influential, having connection with the government, which they believe the government can do whatever they like to bring them into that seat. That is why we have killing of monarchs nowadays.
True. That's true. Well, the news records that a government white paper in January 2024 had nullified all previous steps taken in relation to the installation of Ààrẹ of Ire. Before we continue with this headline, let's go on a short commercial break. Then when we're back, we'll continue with news review. Don't go nowhere. Stay tuned.
Nokpa for management of power.
Welcome back from that short commercial break, and we're still on news review. And the headline we are talking about is this monarch of a thing in Osun State, Ire, talking about the anarchy loan. Well, in a letter by his counsel, Muhyiddin Adeoye, to the Osun State Commissioner of Police, dated February 24, 2024, Oba Oluponle informed the police that some individuals were initiating process of new selection of Are of Ire land, which is criminal and likely to breach public peace and order as a result of pending case in court in respect of the subject matter.
You see, that's the level where we find ourselves in the area of culture and tradition. It was those kings that bring their nyash out for the government to see what is going on, because they believe when they expose themselves out, they believe if you people could go to the extent that you were so desperate of becoming a king or becoming a title holder in the community, automatically something is fishing there. That's why they had to put all their effort to the extent in which it was not the governor that will direct the king, that will tell you go and do this, go and do that. So and it wasn't like that in the olden days. Now look at it now. When the governor comes, for instance, we have two standing party in Nigeria now. We have the PDP, likewise we have the APC. Now, for instance, now in Lagos State here, if I was being elected as the governorship candidate of the APC, and maybe it was a PDP governor that was on the seat. When the governor of this state now saw that I went into a palace to go and greet, for instance, if I go to Oba Akinlolu's palace now to go and greet in Lagos, and Akinlolu said he's giving me the endorsement to become the next governor of that state, what happened?
There'll be a problem.
There'll be a problem between the sitting governor and the king.
Well, this is where we're going to be ending it on the show today. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook at Wisdom Yard Online TV. My name is Ahmed Abbas Olatunji, but you can call me Sidonji. Thank you so much, Ambassador, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
We'll see you again tomorrow. Be good and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.